right, you know what time it is. Live from the Bear Muscle Garage, it's time for Battle Day with Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So like we mentioned, today is a Bear Muscle Battle, meaning we're going to do this in 2 heats, 2.5 minutes on, 2.5 minutes rest. We're going to be going back and forth for 5 rounds. And what are we doing in those 2.5 minutes? We're doing 12 toe to bar, 6 single dumbbell devil presses, and then as many calories on the row as we can do until the time is done. And we may be looking at this thinking, I don't even have a rower. Some of these moves seem kind of intimidating. Don't worry, guys. As always, we're going to warm up really well. And we're going to go through all the options that will allow you to do this workout or your version of it. Right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start this general warm up. Here we go. Let's get some arm circles going back. Arm circles back. And as you know, my name is Coach Chris. I am a level 3 CrossFit trainer, which means I've logged thousands of hours over many years, helping many people just like you live their best life through health and fitness. Let's move on to arms across the chest. Hug yourself, love yourself. And one of the ways I've been privileged to help you guys live your best life is through the Habit Master Challenge. And whether we're doing this for ourselves or especially when we do special team series campaign months, it's amazing to see everyone dialing in those habits, holding each other accountable, and so much good happening all throughout the month. Let's move on to the wrist wave here. And let's hear first from Pippi. Go ahead and say your name, where you're from, and how does the Habit Master Challenge help you to stay on track?
Tammy, I'm from South Florida, and yeah, I love staying on track with the Habit Master. All the things that are on there, the checklist, there are things that are just super important for our health and our fitness. And so especially it's been fun to do the team series because, you know, of course, whenever you're working with a team, you know, you're encouraging each other and, you know, egging each other on. And so it all in good fun, of course. And also, too, I think sometimes when you find out someone's doing great in a particular challenge that maybe you have challenge with, then you know you can ask, hey, I noticed that you're doing really well with this, do you have any tips or things like that? So I find that, you know, it's good because we feed off each other, and I really love that.
Love that community, camaraderie, and the friendly smack talk. Thank you so much, Pippi. And let's go ahead and move on to some high knees into chest, or if it works better, we can do some high elbows like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Millicent. Go ahead, say your name, where you're from, and how does the Habit Master Challenge help you to stay on track?
Hi, I'm Millicent from Chicago, and I appreciate doing the Habit Master because it has helped me to stick to things that I might not have done before. It helps me to stay conscious of how I can help myself to keep my health going in a direction that's good for me. So I really love being able to put those X's down. And I try my best to do as most of them as I could, but some of them I've gotten to the point where I can just do them automatically. And I really enjoy that because it's good for me as I'm getting older and it helps me to keep going. And that's what my whole goal is, to keep on going.
And that you are, and your example inspires us all. So thank you so much, Millicent. And let's now move on to some cat phrases. Up on the toe, back on the heel, up on the toe, back on the heel. Or if it works better, we can do some wrist extensions like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. Go ahead, say your name, where you're from, and how does the Habit Master Challenge help you to stay on track?
Hi, my name's Renisha. I'm from Georgia. The Habit Master Challenge helps me to stay on track because I want to keep working on those areas, and so I can put those points. But also when we get together and do the team series, because yeah, you for yourself, but when you're in a team, you're not accountable for other people because you want to make sure your team do good. So it kind of pushes you so you can get those X's down, so your team can be get like 100% and get a badge. So you want to keep doing it so versus being for yourself.
And you are a great team player. So thank you so much, Mighty Mouse. And let's move on to some jumping jacks, or we can do some stepping jacks if we want low impact. And so the Habit Master Challenge is the best way to help us really check ourselves, to be brutally honest with our habits. We can see the power of consistency in our life and the results that come from it. And especially when we do months of special activity, such as the team series, we get that group accountability that just adds even more. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, please click that link that's in this video, or feel free to message me directly for details. And let's go ahead and take a break from this warm-up, guys, and we're going to move on to the activation phase, which is where we're going to do a couple different moves that are going to help us to get specifically ready for today's workout. So the first move we're going to do is Superman's, and let's go ahead and have Iron Man Dean demonstrate 2 Supermans for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then that Superman is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 Supermans together. So a couple things to keep in mind. We are laying face down. We've got those arms out in front of us, legs back, and we are raising those arms and those legs, holding the top for about 2 seconds before coming back down, dialing in that arch position, activating the whole posterior. And so good job here on these Supermans. Next, we're going to roll over and do some straight leg sit-ups. And let's go ahead and have Millicent demonstrate 2 straight leg sit-ups for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the straight leg sit-up is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 straight leg sit-ups together. So on this straight leg sit-up, we are laying on our back and we've got those arms behind us and we are swinging those arms, reaching for the toes or as close as we can to it. And then we are going all the way back, shoulders back on the ground. Now this may be a bit challenging for some of us, in which case we may choose to do the lying single leg raise. And let's have Pippi demonstrate a couple reps here. We're laying on our back. We're going to point those toes and we're going to raise one leg at a time, doing about 5 on one side before switching and then doing 5 on the, let's do 5 on one side. There we go. Before switching and doing 5 on the other side. And so good job here on these straight leg sit-ups. Next, we're going to do some reverse plank ups. And let's go ahead and have Pippi demonstrate 2 reverse plank ups for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the reverse plank up is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reverse plank ups together. Now, the reverse plank up may be a bit hard on the wrist for some of us, in which case we may choose to do the glute bridge, like we see Pippi doing here. We're laying on the back, we pull the feet in super close to those hips, and we are squeezing those glutes, getting the hips higher and higher each rep. But if we're doing the reverse plank up as prescribed, we've got those hands to the side, and we are squeezing those glutes, getting the hips as high as we can in the air, getting higher and higher each rep. And we want to think fast up, hold the top, slow on the way back down. So good job on these reverse plank ups. Next, we're going to do some walk the floors, and let's go ahead and have Pippi demonstrate one walk the floor for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the walk the floor is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 5 walk the floors together. Now, it could be that getting all the way down to the ground is a bit of a challenge, in which case we have a couple options here. We can do this walk the floor down to the plank. Let's have Pippi demonstrate down to the plank. We walk out, and then we walk back, and then we reach for the sky at the top. Or it could be that we decide to do this off of an inclined surface. And let's have Millicent demonstrate here. This could be off a counter, it could be off a sofa, or any other inclined surface, but we take a couple steps back and then a couple steps forward, and then we clap overhead, starting with our feet up against that surface. But if we're doing the walk the floor as prescribed, we are walking all the way out, getting that chest to the ground, and then leading with the hips on the way up. We don't want to snake or worm this. We want to initiate with those hips, hiking up, and then reaching back toward the top. And so good job here on these walk the floors. Next, we're going to do some reverse lunges. Let's go ahead and have Pippi demonstrate 2 reverse lunges for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the reverse lunge is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reverse lunges together. Now, it could be that getting that knee all the way to the ground is a bit of a challenge for us. In which case, we can do some step downs, just like we see Millicent doing here. We have our foot up on the elevated surface, and then we are alternating, stepping down with the other leg. And so we want a nice sturdy surface, such as a footstool or a step ladder, or even some stairs if that's the most practical option. But if we're doing the reverse lunge as prescribed, we're taking a nice big step back, slightly to the side for stability, until that back knee touches the ground, going back and forth. And if we are not reaching that full range of motion, then let's definitely consider modifying to that step down as needed. But good job on these reverse lunges. Next, we're going to do some single arm deadlifts. And let's go ahead and have Pippi demonstrate 2 deadlifts for us on the same arm. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the single arm deadlift is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 deadlifts, 5 on each side. So we want to have a super light object right now, either 10 pounds or less, 5 kilos or less. It could be a dumbbell if we have one, or it could be any other common household object, such as a water bottle, a shoe, or a teddy bear, or a pillow even. But this deadlift is going to start on the ground in between the feet there, and we've got those hips super low, chest up, shoulders back, and we are looking straight ahead, taking a deep breath in to brace that core as we are driving the ground away, looking straight ahead there, keeping the shoulders back. And then, of course, we're bracing that core on the way back down as well. And so good job on these single arm deadlifts. And finally, here in the activation phase, we're going to do some strict press. And let's go ahead and have Millicent demonstrate 2 reps of the strict press for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the strict press is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the strict press, 5 on each side. So on that strict press, that dumbbell is going to start on the shoulder with the elbow pointing forward. And then we're going to take a deep breath in, brace that core as we drive that dumbbell up and back, getting the bicep into the ear at the top. And then, of course, we are keeping that elbow pointed forward on the way back down as well. And so good job here on this strict press. Well, that is it for the activation phase. Now we're going to move on to the movement prep, which is where we're going to practice specifically the 3 moves that we are doing in today's workout. The first move is going to be toe to bar, which usually involves a pull-up bar, and the toe to bar is going to look like this. So as we can see, this is a pretty high-skilled movement. And since most of us don't have a pull-up bar, we're actually going to warm up with an at-home modification that serves as a good progression and warm-up, whether we have a pull-up bar or not. We're going to do some toe to broom. And let's go ahead and have Pippi demonstrate 2 toe to broom for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the toe to broom is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 toe to broom together. Now, the toe to broom can be pretty challenging for some of us with both legs, in which case we may choose to do the single leg toe to broom. Let's have Pippi demonstrate a couple reps here. We're going to take a deep breath in and alternate legs, reaching for those toes. Or if this is too challenging, we can choose to do some straight leg sit-ups. Let's have Pippi remind us what that looks like. Or it could be that we decide to do some lying single leg raises, and we would do 6 on one leg, followed by 6 on the other leg. But if we're doing the toe to broom as prescribed, we've got that broomstick behind us, and we're taking a deep breath in, bracing that core, reaching for those toes. And if we're doing the double leg version, we should be reaching at least the ankles. If we're not reaching at least the ankle height, then let's definitely modify to use one of the other options, such as the single leg or those straight leg sit-ups, whichever option is better for us. Now, if you do happen to have a pull-up bar like Pippi, then I'd like you to start to warm up your shoulders here. You're going to hang from the pull-up bar and do a couple scap pull-ups, which are shoulder shrugs. And then we're going to practice a couple kip swings, practicing getting the chest forward, shoulders back, getting that kipping rhythm going down. And then we're going to get some knee raises involved. And very important, as those legs are coming down, we are hitting that Superman to counterbalance and keep our kipping rhythm. But good job here, whether we're doing the toe to broom off the ground or practicing getting some hanging knee raises or even straight leg raises, getting our legs closer to the bar. The second move that we are doing in today's workout is the single arm devil press. And let's look on as Pippi demonstrates 2 reps of the devil press for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then that devil press is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 6 reps of the devil press together. Now it could be that doing the devil press all the way down to the ground as prescribed is a bit of a challenge, in which case we have a couple options here. We could do this devil press down to the plank. Let's have Pippi demonstrate here. We're going to get that dumbbell on the ground, take a jump or a step back, and then back forward. And then we are going to press that out overhead. And if even getting down to the plank is a bit of a challenge, then we can modify by just doing modified burpees today. We could do this off of an inclined surface. We can perhaps have Millicent demonstrate here. We're going to start with our feet up against the surface. And then this is going to be without any dumbbell. We're just going to do the burpee, get those feet back. Optionally, we can include a push-up to add more of a challenge, but then get our feet back forward and then clap overhead. But if we're doing the devil press as prescribed, we are getting that chest all the way to the ground, either jumping or stepping the feet back. And then as we are coming up, we definitely want to keep our chest up as we throw the dumbbell back between the legs and then use the power of the hips and the glutes to press that out overhead. And so good job here on this devil press or the burpee, modified burpee, if that's what we choose to do. The third move that we're doing in today's workout is the row. So if you happen to have a Concept 2 rower like Pippi has over here, what I'd like you to do is to turn that rower down to the 0 damper setting or whatever rower you have. I just want you to turn it to the lowest resistance so that we can hit a 1-minute row here on the lowest resistance. And this is for us to really feel our technique and get the motions down. And we want to drive with those legs, get that full lean, and then get that punch in, getting the most we can out of this full body movement. But most of us don't have these machines. We're the machines. We're going to do an at-home modification for the row that preserves the stimulus of increasing that heart rate and with a nice cyclical movement. We're actually going to be doing some alternating jumping lunges today. And to warm up for this, before we even do the jumping lunge, let's just practice some of those reverse lunges. Let's have Ironman Dean remind us what the reverse lunge looks like. Or if we were doing those step downs, we could have Millicent remind us what some of those step downs look like. Now, the jumping lunge, going back to Ironman Dean for a second, is nothing more than starting from the bottom of a reverse lunge. And then we are jumping and switching those legs, going to the side. And we're going to count 1 rep when we do both legs. So left to right, 1, left to right, 2, so on and so forth. And that is the best way to think about this jumping lunge. It's a fast switch on this reverse lunge motion. Or if we were doing the step down method like Millicent, perhaps we can choose to do some jumping toe taps or even stepping toe taps using the help of an object such as a footstool or any other elevated object. And we're going to count these reps the same way. Both sides equals a rep. So left, right is 1, left, right is 2, so on and so forth. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we are actually going to do a forward arm pull on both sides. Left, right is 1, left, right is 2, so on and so forth. So let's everyone go ahead, if you haven't done so yet, and let's do 5 practice reps of either those jumping lunges or the toe taps or whatever version is better for you. And so the jumping lunge, once again, is like a switching reverse lunge. And we want to think about it starting from the bottom and then jumping and switching. And the toe tap, you know, if it's too fast for us to kind of jump it out, we can do a bit of a step method, lowering that impact. And of course, if we do happen to have a rowing machine, we're going to want to now turn this up to the 5 damper and then really work on getting that full body motion, driving with the legs, getting the full lean back and the full pull up until that upper chest area. But good job on whatever version of the row that we're doing today. Well, now it's ramp up time. If you've been earning badges and you'd like to add some weight to do either the scaled, intermediate, or RX weight for today's workout, then let's start to gradually add some weight, doing about 2 to 4 practice reps of those devil presses at a time, adding a little bit of weight each time until we get to the weight that we want to use for our division. If we have not been earning badges, let's not add any weight. Let's keep it super light, 10 pounds or less, 5 kilos or less. It's very important that we have the right form and consistency with all our habits before we've earned the right to add or reintroduce intensity, such as by adding weight or going fast. And whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number 1, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number 2, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip. Let's make sure we got our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout the workout. Number 3, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. And that's how you can synchronize your timer with mine if you choose to use one. Number 4, music. Super important, especially in a battle WOD like today. I want us to have at least 5 battle songs ready to get us pumped up progressively throughout these 5 rounds. So what are the 5 songs that are going to get you really pumped? You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we going to keep track of our score? Our score today is the total amount of reps that we get on that row or the jumping lunges or whatever we're doing, but it is still easy to lose track of things. So the best way is having the workout written down close by. And so if you're a teacher's pet, let's see those whiteboards and let's go ahead and take this teacher's pet picture. So here we go. Teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I'm going to bring the whiteboard back on screen one more time and then we'll get going. So in just about a minute, we're going to start this battle. And in this battle, we are doing 2.5-minute rounds. In the 2.5 minutes, we're doing 12 toe to bar, 6 single dumbbell devil presses, and then as many calories on the rows we can do until the 2.5 minutes are up. Then we're going to rest 2.5 minutes while heat 2 is going. And we're going to go back and forth like this for a total of 5 rounds each heat. Everyone getting 2.5 minutes of work, 2.5 minutes of rest in between rounds. Now for the toe to bar, most of us are doing the at-home modification, which is toe to broom, whether it's double leg or single leg. That's going to be 12 total reps, no matter which we are doing. For the devil press, let's remember the options there. We're either getting all the way to the ground, or maybe we're doing the devil press down to the plank, or maybe we're doing incline burpees, at which point, let's not worry about the dumbbell. Let's just focus on getting those burpees as low to the ground as possible, using as low of an incline as we can. And then on that row, most of us are doing the at-home modification, which is jumping lunges, both sides equals a rep, or those toe taps, both sides equals a rep there. Let's pick the option that's better for us and keep track of those points. Your score is going to be the total amount of calories or jumping lunges that you get done each round after you've completed the 12 toe to broom and the 6 dumbbell devil presses, for a total of 5 rounds, 2.5 minutes on, 2.5 minutes rest. If you are good to go, give me a thumbs up over here and we'll get this started. We're going to kick things off with heat 1. We've got Pippi and we've got Mighty Mouse in heat 1. And we've got Millicent and Ironman Dean cheering them on. And then they're gonna go their turn in heat 2. And it's gonna be amazing. Everyone cheering each other on, all the energy going back and forth for a total of 5 rounds. So here we go, guys. Heat 1, starting in 10 seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off. And we got Pippi jumping up, doing some toe to bar here. And so Pippi has single toe to bars going on. I would do exactly no more than like 3, 4 of those and then move on to something faster, such as leg raises or knee raises. We've got Mighty Mouse doing the seated variation of the toe to broom. And we've got Millicent and Ironman Dean on the cheering squad. Let's hear from our cheering squad here.
Dawn, you got it. You can do it.
So Pippi almost done with these 12 and now moving on to the 6 devil press.
Go on, Pippin.
All the way down, throwing that back, punching that up.
Go on.
Go on,
And
Mighty
we've
Mouse,
got
you got it.
Mighty
Go ahead.
Mouse doing a
Come on, Mighty
seat
Mouse.
modification here, and she's been doing more and more hybrid seated standing options. And so Mighty Mouse is doing a seated
Excellent.
stanza press. Pippi making quick work of the 6 dumbbell, single dumbbell devil press. And looking to get the rower just in that target time. We're looking for at least about a minute of row each round. And on cue, there she is with just about a minute left. Popping into that rower. And then boom, getting those feet in the straps, going to town. We got Mighty Mouse
When did he cry? That, hold on.
getting up and getting ready to do her modification here. Each side equals, both sides equals a rep. So left, right 1, left, right 2. But nice work here, guys. And if we have a rowing machine, let's really make sure we're leaning all the way back, punching all the way back in, using those legs, getting a nice big pull. We got Millicent on deck, getting ready to go in about 20 seconds. Ironman Dean as well, getting ready to go in about 20 seconds. So let's get ready here. Just about 10 more seconds. Starting off with the toe to broom in 3, 2, 1. We've got 12 toe to broom, or straight leg sit-ups. 12 straight leg sit-ups or toe to broom. We're going to leave those toe taps for the end after we've done the 12 sit-ups or toe to broom, followed by the 6 burpees or devil press. But Ironman Dean hitting these toe to broom here. Millicent as well. Finishing off some sit-ups. And we've got Pippi and Mighty Mouse marking their score, getting ready to cheer on. Dean now on these devil press.
You got this. Keep going.
So nice work there, Dean. Getting low, pressing that out. Millicent. Using
You got this.
a lower surface for these burpees. Ironman Dean almost done and about ready to move on to the jumping lunges right on cue. Just about a minute worth of these. So starting from the ground and then boom, jump and switch, that's 1. Jump and switch, that's 2. Love
Got
our
it, keep
cheering
going.
squad. Let's hear it.
Yeah, you got this. Keep going. Got this, Millicent. You got this, Dean. Iron Man.
And Millicent on these toe taps, left, right 1, left, right 2, so on and so forth. But nice work here, guys. Let's go, let's go. Breathing, jumping, switching. And we've got 30 more seconds until we got Pippi on deck, Mighty Mouse on deck, getting ready to go. And all these jumping lunges or toe taps still going on here. That's what our score is. And in 3, 2, 1, we've got round 2. Pippi hitting these 12 toe to bar. Doing like the first 3 to 5, getting the toes to the bar and then switching to those knee raises. And we have Iron Man Dean marking that score and getting ready to cheer on his favorite victory dance. Millicent as well, cheering on. But nice work, guys. Let's get through this. Pippi done with a 12 toe to bar, moving on to the 6 devil presses. And Mighty Mouse on these 6 sit to stand presses. So getting through this. And
You got it.
almost there.
Go on, Pippi. You got it, Mighty Mouse.
Done with the 12 toe to bar, 6 devil presses, and the rest of the time here is on the row. Let's
Go
see
ahead.
how many calories she can get. And hitting that big drive and leaning back, punching that out.
Keep going. Mighty Mouse, you got this. You
We
got
got
it, Pippi.
Mighty Mouse. Left, right, 1, left, right, 2. This is where the score is. This is where we want to push. And we're going straight into a 2.5 minute rest, so no need to hold back.
Go ahead. Mighty Mouse, go ahead, Pippi. You got this.
And in about 30 seconds, we're going to have Iron Man Dean and Millicent start off that next round with the 12 sit-ups or toe to bar, followed by the 6 burpees or devil press, and then as many lunges as they can do. So 10 more seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1. 12 toe to broom or sit-ups. And there goes Millicent. Pippi left it all on the floor. Taking a quick sip, writing down that score. Mighty Mouse as well. But Iron Man Dean battling it out, getting through the 12 before moving on to the 6 devil presses. Nice work here. Dean getting down, throwing it back, punching that back. And let's hear
You got
from
this.
the cheering squad.
Keep going. You got it. Keep going.
And let's remember, after the 12 toe to broom, we've got the 6 burpees or devil press. And then we can move on to those toe taps or jumping lunges.
You got it, guys. Keep going.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Iron Man Dean on these jumping lunges. And we've got Mighty Mouse getting ready to go. We've got Pippi getting ready to go as well. And the good thing about a WOD like today, if you've got that Concept 2 rower, is that it's got a 2-minute reset, so no need to worry about pressing buttons or anything like that. We just hit that row, and then we just wait for it to reset on its own. It'll reset by the time we get back to it. But Iron Man Dean jumping those out. 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Pippi on these toe to bar. Mighty Mouse on these toe to broom. Nice work here. Let's go. Let's go. Iron Man Dean definitely taking advantage of that rest. And then after these 12 toe to bar, we are moving on to the 6 devil press. So Mighty Mouse doing the personalized modification here. Pippi on these devil press. Getting low. And notice how she's leading with the hips on the way up. So we don't want to snake or worm this. If we find ourselves snaking or worming this motion, then let's definitely modify either just down to the plank if that's appropriate, or perhaps just working on those burpees. But Pippi getting to that rower and then going to town. We've got Mighty Mouse as well. Left, right, 1, left, right, 2. Iron Man Dean getting too comfortable, about to get ready to go on this next round in just over 30 seconds. Millicent as well, getting ready to go in just about 30 seconds. So 20 more seconds in this round. And next round, starting off with the 12 sit-ups, then 6 burpees. In 3, 2, 1. Iron Man Dean on these 12 sit-ups or toe to broom. And then we're gonna follow this up with the 6 burpees or devil press. And then as many toe taps as we can do, or jumping lunges. But sit-ups, then burpees, then toe taps. Pippi writing down that score. Mighty Mouse writing down that score. And then getting ready to cheer on our family. Being done with the 6 sit-ups and now moving on with the 12 sit-ups and now moving on to the 6 devil press. Millicent moving on to the 6 burpees.
Let's go, you guys. Come on, you can do it.
And we love our cheering squad. Millicent making quick work of these 6 burpees and then as many jumping toe taps as she can do after that.
You got this, guys. Keep going. You got it.
But nice work here. Let's go. Let's go. And Millicent already on them toe taps. And we've got
this,
Dean
Millicent.
not too far behind. But nice work here, guys. Rounding out the bottom of the third, we're going to be having Pippi getting ready for the top of the fourth. Mighty Mouse getting ready for the top of the fourth. So let's get ready to go. We've got 30 more seconds in this round here. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep going. Just about 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Top of the fourth here. Pippi getting that toe to the bar for at least the first 3 or so. And we got Mighty Mouse as well on these toe to broom. Iron Man Dean enjoying that rest there. Millicent as well, resting smart. We are chugging along here, guys. We are deep into this. We are into this round 4, the top of the fourth. Mighty Mouse already on this devil press, so hitting these sit to stand presses. Pippi diving into this devil press, so getting down, throwing it back, locking that out overhead, keeping it close to the body. And closing out that devil press, getting ready to get into the row. So Pippi hopping on that rower. And Mighty Mouse going to town here. Left, right, left, right, left, right. And then just like that, Iron Man Dean getting ready to go in about 30 seconds. Millicent getting ready to go in about 30 seconds. Though that 2.5 minutes is getting shorter and shorter, right, Millicent? But Pippi going to town on this row. Mighty Mouse sweating it out. And we're going to be moving into the bottom of the fourth here in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. The bottom of the fourth, we've got Millicent and Dean duking it out. 12 sit-ups, 6 burpee presses, and then as many jumps as we can do here. Mighty Mouse enjoying this last rest for her. Pippi enjoying the last rest for her. But we are deep in this here. Iron Man Dean making the transition. Millicent as well. Diving into it all the way down, all the way up. Millicent as well. 6 burpees over here. And let's hear from the cheering squad.
You got this, guy. Keep going. You got it.
Come on, let's go! Woo!
Getting through this devil press. Nice work. Let's go. Let's go. And Millicent making her way over to those jumps here. Getting the
Got
jump.
this, Millicent.
Dean locking out this last rep and heading into
You got
the
this, Dean. Keep going.
jumping lunges here. Love to see a nice battle. But this battle
You got this, guys. Keep
will be
pushing.
coming
Keep
to
pushing.
a close after this next round. We've got Pippi on deck for the top of the 5th. We've got Mighty Mouse on deck for the top of the 5th. So let's get ready to go here, guys. We got just about 20 more seconds. And we are doing this here. Let's move, let's move, let's move. Top of the 5th in 3, 2, 1. Here is the last round for Pippi and Mighty Mouse. Millicent and Dean have one more rest before their last round. Let's make the most of this recovery time. But Mighty Mouse and Pippi going to town here. Hitting these knee raises. And Pippi making quick work of that, going right into these devil press. Mighty Mouse. On this stand to press out. Pippi making quick work of this, gonna have the most time on the rower, it looks like, out of all the rounds. And there she goes. Bought herself a lot of time. Let's see if she makes the most of it on this rower. And Mighty Mouse as well. With a good solid minute here to get a whole lot of reps in. So let's keep breathing deep. Let's push. Let's go. Let's go. And we've got Iron Man Dean in about 30 seconds for the last round. Millicent in about 30 seconds. Pippi and Mighty Mouse emptying the tank. There is nothing left. Let's have a nice full last blast here in the last 15 seconds. Let's do as much as we can. And 3, 2, 1. And that is it for Pippi and Mighty Mouse. But we got Iron Man, Dean, and Millicent on their last round. 12 sit-ups, 6 burpees, and then jumping it out to the end. But Pippi, so relieved she's done. Mighty Mouse, so relieved. And let's cheer on Iron Man, Dean, and Millicent.
Let's go, guys. Come on, last round.
Millicent's already on these burpees. Iron Man Dean diving into it. We are breathing. We are pressing it out. Let's hear it.
You got this, guys. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You got it.
Millicent almost done. And moving on to those toe taps. Iron Man Dean.
You got this, Millicent.
About to close this out. And then move on to those jumping lunges. And we've got less than a minute
Got this,
left
Dean.
here.
Keep going. Keep going. Got this, Millicent. You got this. Keep pushing.
Big push here, big push. Just about 30
Last round.
seconds
Last
left.
round. Keep going. Keep going.
30 seconds left.
Got it. Finishing line right ahead.
20 more seconds and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah. You got this. Keep going.
10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and that's it. Man, Dean done, Millicent done, and a whole lot of fitness. Well, that was amazing. But now we're at the best part of the workout, which is the cool down stretch. And this stretch helps us to fight soreness, increase flexibility, so we can come back day after day, staying consistent and committed. So the first stretch we're going to do is the child's pose. And that's going to be where we get those arms out in front of us, hips back, and we are sinking into this like this. Or we can get those arms up on an elevated surface and then drop that chest like this. And while we're here, let's hear some high-low buffalo. So let's hear first from Pippi. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we can get those arms up and pull back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Pippi?
My high today was definitely the row. That felt really good. And I'm glad you reminded me about, using my legs and not just try to motor through with the upper body there. Low, definitely the toe to bar and knee raises today. My grip was just really challenging today. So, but some days are like that. And just getting the kipping motion, for that, it takes practice, but I feel like it slows me down, but it does, till you get more of a rhythm going there. So still working on that. But buffalo was that last round that I actually got through faster. And I got more on the row, and I did beat my calories that last one than the other round. So that was good.
And that's exactly how these battles are designed. We have so much motivation to power through and beat that score round after round. So good job, Pippi. And let's move on to the puppy dog. So we're gonna get hips over knees, chest into the ground like this. And while we're here, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we are getting those hands on the shoulder blades and pulling back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Mighty Mouse?
My high was the devil press. I really didn't have a low, but the buffalo was as the last couple rounds I got more in for the that I was doing for the calorie rolls than I did the first 2 rounds. So that was impressive, and overall I kept my balance and kept going.
And that was amazing to see. Love how we're throwing these customized modifications, sometimes hybrid, sometimes straight up standing the whole way through, but we are maximizing your capacity and your fitness, and you're just rising to the challenge. So good job, Mighty Mouse. And now we've got thread the needle. Let's get one arm forward, other arm through, sink it into this like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Millicent. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're gonna get one arm across the chest and pull back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Millicent?
Okay, my high was the toe taps. I didn't know that I was going to be able to do all the toe taps. I had prepared to do the step up, step downs, but the toe taps, even though it was a little challenging, I was able to keep going and I was able to move faster. My low was I didn't write down the alternatives, and so the first two rounds I was confused because I was doing the opposite of what I should have been doing, but I was doing it. And the buffalo is that I was able to do more of the toe taps. As when I got myself together, I could do all, more of the toe taps each round. So I'm happy that I can do that because that was a lot of breath that needed to be breathed. So I got it done.
And that you did, and that just shows even with all the preparation and writing things down, it happens to the best of us, but glad that we were able to get you sorted out and you were able to see that progression and improvement each round. So good job, Millicent. And now let's thread the needle on the other side. We got the other arm forward, other arm through, sink it into this like this. And while we're over here, Iron Man, Dean, let's hear it. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're getting the other arm across the chest, pulling back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Dean?
So the high was the toe to broom and the double press. They were fine. The low was the jumping lunges because my legs were burning on the front as I jumped from one side to the other. So they were a bit of a struggle. My buffalo, it was 5 sets and I thought I would die halfway through, but I didn't. So I suppose that's a positive.
It's amazing what we can do with the power of the group, right? And you know what? These battle workouts never cease to amaze. The 2.5 minutes while we're working seems so long, that rest seems so short, but somehow we get it all done. Good job, Dean. Well, that's our WOD, that's our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo. You know what's left, this sweaty selfie, because does this count if we don't take this selfie? Let's flex on the camera and let's take this selfie. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fists in the middle for the cheer. On 3, 2 claps, fit crew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Fit crew.
Fit
Fit
crew.
Fit crew. I did it all the way around.
Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this program, then please give this channel a subscribe, a like, and a share. Thank you very much, and see you next time.